All right, just wanted to make a quick helpful video for those people installing Tannus Armour, the inner tube type. I'm switching back to it because tubless seems to dry up on me when I'm away from work and can't ride my bike for a while. So here's some tips. Aside from just general tire knowledge of being, when you're actually seating or getting the tire on the rim, making sure that the bead is down into the dish of the rim. That way you have as much space as possible to be able to get the last bit of the bead over. So this is pretty helpful for the installation armor itself. So what you need to do, install a tubeless valve stem in, and then dry fit the tire onto the rim. Mount the tire onto the rim with nothing at all but a tubeless valve stem, so that you want to go ahead, pump the tire up, and that way it'll seat. If you're working with the tire flat on a tire stand, you want to seat the beads. So then when you lay the tire on the tire stand, let's say we're working with this side up. So go ahead, take the top bead off of the rim, exposing the inside of the tire, but leave the back side, the bottom side of the bead, leave that bead on. What that does is that creates as much space in the dish or the well of the rim as possible. Then take your armor and stuff, or first of all, baby powder, put a bunch of baby powder in the carcass of the tire. Then take a baby powder and pour it into inside of the armor, and then, you know, swish it all around. Then, so to recap, you got the tire on with the bottom side of the bead, the whole bead on one side mounted on the rim. So stuff the armor in the carcass of the tire, and then take your inner tube, go ahead and put your valve stem in for your, or take the tubeless valve stem out, then put the valve stem for the inner tube in, and then go ahead and stuff the tube into the armor. And then after that, then you stuff the armor into the dish of the rim, and then you put the last bead of the tire on. Now, after you do that, go ahead and massage the tire. You know, just go around squeezing like this all the way around, and then roll it on the ground. So after that, then you want to pump it up a little bit where it's kind of soft. Do it again, massage it, roll the tire, and then pump it on up to where the bead sets. I don't know, this is a 2.6 rim, 29. I pump it up to about 20-25 pounds. And then throw it on your bike and see if it wobbles or not. Right now, it's true. So here's the problem with most of the Tannus inserts. They wobble, and what happens is the Tannus insert is all kinked up from the factory, where the packaging, where they stuff it in there. It's a horrible way to ship it. So what I do is I take the insert out, unfold it, leave it set out for a while, take a hair dryer, heat gun's a little much, but take a hair dryer and go over the whole armor with the hair dryer. That way you can really soften up and make the armor supple and rebound from any type of compressions or the creases where it's folded up in there. So that's before, obviously, you install it. Other than that, what most people have problem is they have wobble in the tire, and like I said, it's because where it's creased up and it doesn't really settle in here. Now the armor I've got is 29 by 2.6 to 3.0. Well, I have a 2.6 tire, and that is on the lower end of the spectrum. So what I noticed is when I was installing the Tannus Armour, there was quite a bit of the armor that was curled up in there and kind of like extra material. What I did is I trimmed about 5 millimeters off each side, you can't really see it here, of the armor. Yeah. So there was too much armor right here, and this bead of the armor is kind of going around here. So I trimmed about 5 mil off this side and that side of the armor, so it made it sit nice and flush better. That helps to get it to the armor to seat squarely in the carcass of the tire. So go ahead and mount your wheel up with about 20 pounds in there, and then spin it. And if it's wobbling, you're not going to be, it's spinning too fast, you're not going to be able to really tell where it's wobbling. You can put a zip tie on the fork here to the carcass of the tire, but it's not really the same as when you're trying to true the rim. It's just, you won't be able to tell. So what you do is if there's a wobble, just leave the tire mounted on the bike, if you can have it elevated, and then deflate the tire completely. Once the tire is completely deflated, go around, massage, massage, squeeze, squeeze, massage, squeeze, massage, squeeze, massage, squeeze, massage, all the way around. Pump it back up, see if it spins. If it's got any, the wobbles will get better. So again, if there's another wobble, deflate it, go around again. You get the idea here. And then finally, for me, I'd say about the third time after doing that, I finally got it true with no wobble. So I hope this helps, because I know it can be, number one, frustrating if you don't have a few knowledge of tire mounting tips. Also as well, when you're dealing with horrendous packaging. If they would not package it like they do, they would save so many. I've read so many comments online about people just sending it back, just getting frustrated, tossing on the shelf because they couldn't get rid of the wobble. So hopefully this helps somebody, and good luck.